glasses. That's not fair. I have regular people.
I always, before I read this, I give everybody a warning that much like shrooms, you should be in a good mental space before you do them. Kind of like this essay, if you're not in a good mental space, you probably shouldn't listen.
I gotta go.
My paper is called The Carbonated Dance. Shake, rattle, and roll into a chemical reaction inside a bottle of soda, causing millions of tiny bubbles to get jiggy with it and dance to the top of the delicious, sugary liquid, ending the elegant jiggy with a final dance move of the overflow. Talk about an over-the-top move. But is this reaction of the carbonated beverage considered dancing? I believe so. This theory, however, goes much deeper than just an unopened bottle of Mountain Dew sitting amongst a table. For a person isn't dancing either if they are just standing still. Let's first go over that an object doesn't necessarily have to be alive to quote-unquote be dancing. The definition of the word dance defined by the prestigious Oxford Dictionary is a series of movements that match the speed and rhythm of a piece of music. Nowhere within this definition does it say that to dance something must be a person. This eliminates this absurd argument, so Aaron, please scratch this entire paragraph out of your paper. It's faulty. Now let's break it down a little further and investigate that definition. A series of movements. This states that the first thing something has to be doing to be considered dancing is moving. Curious to discover if a bubble floating at a fast speed is considered movement, I took my search back to the Oxford Dictionary. Once again, we're proved that in order to be a movement, something must be physically changing location or position. We have all opened a carbonated beverage and stared in wonder and amazement as the bubbles rose to the top. Being so, I would say that when the bubbles are rising, they are changing location, thus proving that a bubble is now moving. Just one more step. Just one more step to prove that the soda is dancing. Do the bubbles floating match the rhythm of the song? This is where it gets hard on people, so here we go. A bubble within the bottle of soda floats at different speeds when the liquid is at different temperatures. This gives that carbonated beverage abilities to dance to all types of music, such as fast, slow, techno, and even country. But to make this make sense to you, I'm going to prove how a bottle of soda could perform that sexy, bubblicious dance to a song. Now listen closely. If a bubble at room temperature is floating at 1 to 2 feet per second, that bubble is floating at a speed of 0.68 miles per hour, which this is where I found the speed on the inchcalculator.com. Now we will take this and convert that time rate to beats per minute and place it into an average Mountain Dew bottle, which is 9 inches tall. And I'll see it right here. I'm going to put it right by Aaron. This is 3 inches shorter than a foot, meaning the bubble reaches the top quicker, making it able to bust out a move in around 750 milliseconds, as there are 1,000 milliseconds in every second. We got this number, all right, by dividing 1,000 by 12, as there are 12 inches in a foot, and it comes out to 83.3 milliseconds per inch. I then took 83.3, multiplied it by 9, as is the Mountain Dew bottle, and got 750 milliseconds for the bubble to reach the top of the 9-inch Mountain Dew bottle. Now, in a musical piece, notes can be played at tempos as fast as 120 beats per minute, which means 2 beats per second. This would break down to 1.5 beats every 750 milliseconds, as one note would be played every 500 milliseconds, and half of 500 is 250. If this is still confusing, we take the rate of the note being played once every 500 milliseconds and divide it in half, giving us 250. We then add it to our already existing 500, so 250 plus 500 equals 750 milliseconds. Then we take our number of 1.5 and multiplying it by 60 to find out our beats per minute, we get the number 90. This means that a song would have to be playing at a rate of 90 beats per minute, plus or minus a few, as bubbles aren't always consistent. in order for a soda pop to bust out a move on beat and keep up with the rhythm. A track list can then be built to create a dance scene for a bottle of soda. Tracks could include the popular tunes In the Club by 50 Cent, which runs at exactly 90 beats per minute. The sexy, smooth song Fireflies by Owl City, which also runs at 90 beats per minute. And if the bubbles are feeling a little tipsy and or mess up themselves and are being quick, the famous Gold Digger by Kanye West, which plays as fast as 92 beats per minute, could be an option for the soda to dance to. This reaction can be displayed over and over as you proceed to close the cap, shake, rattle, and roll the bottle, and open it to create its dance. However, like a person, it too will get tired and flat, and its dance will fall off key as it slows, and eventually it will end entirely and call it a night. To wrap up my carbonated dance of a research, opening a bottle of soda to a music such as the song In the Club by 50 Cent, which plays at 90 beats per minute, will ultimately cause the carbonated beverage to break out a dance move on beat, as it is displaying motion, changing location physically, and is matching the rhythm and tempo of a song. Maybe not perfectly, but don't judge. Just take a look at yourself in the mirror, you slightly off-tempo bottle of soda's you. And just to add a little bit of after effect, let's all think of the song In the Club by 50 Cent, and let's open this fucking bottle of soda up, and if we look real closely, we can see the bubbles in there, dancing around. Alrighty? So that is my speech. If anybody would like
Very well.
to, I would just like to add one more note, Aaron. If you would like to learn more about dancing carbonated beverage, make sure to tune into my next segment on how fizz is technically music, thus making the bottle of soda, in fact, its own party.
Oh!